Hey everybody, welcome to the Cosmic Panel. Today, we're talking about comic books. Uh, they're really cool things,
At least
and
from what I hear.
the stuff that's in them is good stuff. Uh, a person one time walked up to me and said that they liked them. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah. Can 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 you explain what they are again? Sorry.
I didn't read the script this week, dude. I don't know what we're doing. Hey everybody, welcome to the weekly comic polls. We are recording for July 19th. Already halfway through July, or I guess it's almost over at this point. Some fun picks this week. Night Terrors is still underway, and many other cool books to talk about. So let's get right into it. Lucas, what's your first pick?
So my first pick is Hawkgirl #1. New Hawkgirl mini. First time in a long time where we've had a Hawkgirl book. It's only going to be 6 issues, but this is going to be the first issue. Um, cool thing is, I'm really excited to see how they handle Kendra's origins, whether or not she's going to be a Themyscirian alien, an Egyptian princess. Because if you guys don't know, Hawkman and Hawkwoman, or Hawkgirl, as they're calling her in this book, specifically always have really confusing origins, so it's always hard to nail down on that. But on top of that, Hawkgirl is one of my favorite heroes from the Justice League animated universe. Um, so I've always loved that show, Justice League Unlimited, Justice League, and her character within that is so well written. So I'm excited to see where they go with this. We're going to be getting a fairly new writer, Jadzia Axelrod. She'll be coming down to the shop too to do some signings, so that should be fun. But yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes.
Yeah, interview with Jadzia about this book coming very soon. My first pick for this week is Void Rivals #2. I think people knew this, but I didn't going into the first issue. But this is part of the new Image Transformers universe. And as they put it in the synopsis, after the jaw-dropping reveal in the debut issue, my jaw dropped to the ground when this old Transformer woke up from his long nap and was like, "Oh shit, oh fuck, I'm not supposed to be here. Bye." And
Bye. Peace out.
again, I really care more about this relationship or conflict between the two alien characters that we've met, more than the Transformers thing. Lorenzo's art is amazing as always. Definitely a little more not refined.
Stylized.
I was gonna say more contained. You know what I mean? If that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like it's not as blossoming, obviously, as Chroma because they're just on like a barren planetscape or something like that. But yeah, I'm very curious to see where this series goes. If that's the only Transformer inclusion that we get, I'm not gonna be upset by that personally. Um,
And then Megatron came down from the sky and fucking teabagged them. I personally enjoyed the book. I was very happy with. I also was not expecting it to be a Transformer book. I was also very surprised. But I was very happy about the announcement that Daniel Warren Johnson's going to be writing and drawing a Transformers book. So that is very exciting for me. But yeah, no, this book outside the Transformer thing has been really good. I think, in my personal opinion. I like the bits of comedy, the bits of drama we had. We learned a lot about the world without really experiencing anything outside of them being crashed on the planet, which is a talent in and of itself. So, Robert Kirkman, good job.
yeah, very curious to see where it goes next. What's next up for you?
Next up for me is Duchenne Smile. I think that's how, or Duchenne Smile. I
I
always
think it's Duchenne. Yeah.
Duchenne Smile. Um, Honestly, not gonna lie, cover kind of sold me. It's creepy. It's a little bit jarring. Um, I'm a sucker for good horror books, so and the fact that this book apparently is obsessed about smiles, it's a psychological horror thriller, and it's a one shot, which means that the entire story is going to be in this one book. I'm kind of sold on it. I don't really know the creative team, but if the cover's anything to tell by, oh, actually, so the cover artist is actually the main artist and the writer too.
I was gonna say it's one dude.
It's one guy. So that's actually really sick. I'm actually really excited then to see where this goes. But yeah, this book seems really interesting. I'm excited. I'm going into this practically blind, but sometimes you kind of have to do that with these indie comics because to read the synopsis or go deep into it kind of ruins the experience. So
Yes, very curious about this one. All right, next up for me is Blade #1. That's right, we're finally getting a Blade ongoing series. I'm very excited about this. I'm liking the new fit and the cover. We're getting Brian Hill and Elena Casagrande on the art. I'm desperate for more background on how he's doing in Chernobyl. If his daughter's going to be in this, that would be interesting too. But yeah, this has been a long time coming, I feel.
I'm really excited to see where this goes because Blade has kind of been in hiatus since the Avengers book ended with Jason Aaron. We kind of haven't had him in the book for a long time too. So he's kind of just been in this limbo state where like no artist had really written about him. He kind of been jumping in from other books into it. Like he jumped into Moon Knight, Bloodline. I forgot there was one more book I'm thinking off the top of my head that he was in for a little bit. But either way, it's excited to see him get an ongoing, which is cool. I love that, and also Elena Casagrande is great. I read her entire Blackwood over on. She's phenomenal at the art, so I'm sure that she's going to be very good at the stylization that Blade needs. And yeah, no, I'm really excited to see where this goes. Hopefully, they can pull this off because a good Blade ongoing, I feel like, is much needed nowadays.
Definitely. Let's hope for the best.
Next up for me is Alien #4. Alien is phenomenal. I've been loving this. This book has been really, really good. Declan Shalvey is a phenomenal writer, making all the human characters very witty, very interesting. I'm actually invested in them, which is, I think, the hardest part about any Alien book is making you invested in the human characters. But on top of that, Andrea Brocardo, is a phenomenal artist. He's able to draw masses of xenomorphs very, very well while still making them have enough detail where they feel terrifying within every panel. So I've been really enjoying this book. The main characters are really interesting. There's kind of a little bit of mystery, and it's kind of following up all the previous Alien books. So this is the farthest we've been in the future, and people at this point already know what xenomorphs are. So, but they don't really know how to handle them. They know what they are. They know that Weyland-Yutani messed with them and like tried using them as bioweapons, but they don't really know what exactly how to defeat them, basically. So I'm actually really excited to see where this goes. Phenomenal book so far, and I have a feeling that one of the main doctors, Batya, is one of the main characters. She has some deeper, darker intentions with her stuff. Last issue, she's pregnant. Last issue, she grabbed a vial randomly and injected her stomach with it. And she kept on saying repeatedly that she needed to bring the xenomorph research with her. She needed to escape with it, etc., etc. Yeah, you're already seeing where this is going, right? So I'm
trying
like,
to think if they've done this before.
So I'm like, please tell me she did not just inject herself with fucking xenomorph DNA so that her baby now becomes that, because that would be absolutely horrifying.
Yeah. I think they've done characters in the movies that have been like obsessed with the xenomorphs, like in a weird attraction way. But I don't think they've ever done this exact storyline. But
it's definitely weird because like usually those type of characters don't have any family. The other main characters are her family. She has a husband. She has a daughter. Like so, it's weird that they don't even know why she is so invested in this research.
Right.
So yeah, but she really wants to make sure it doesn't get into Weyland-Yutani's hands. Like she is very, very, she refuses. So I'm very curious to see where this goes. Hopefully, this world just keeps expanding because so far it's been phenomenal.
Cool. All right. Next up for me, Lucas and I get to talk about Moon Knight number 25 on tape because I'm picking Moon Knight City of the Dead number 1.
Hi.
Moon Knight 25 was a fantastic celebration of Moon Knight and really just served as a celebration of Jed's entire run, you know. Wasn't heavy on short stories. I thought it was going to be, just different artists and writers trying their hand at Moon Knight. But Jed just wanted to go all out for as many pages as possible.
No, I
Pretty
love
much.
that though.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel like
pretty fantastic.
I kind of like this recent trend of the story doesn't stop when you hit a milestone; it just keeps kind of going.
Exactly.
You just expand upon it because I mean that's what they did with Fantastic Four. They just increased the story. This one they felt like the same way, and I was really really happy with it. The main story is phenomenal. 8-Ball, one of the most surprisingly humanized characters in this entire run. I actually kind of feel for 8-Ball, which is not something I thought I'd ever say in my life. But yeah, this run has been one of the most consistent runs I've been reading from Marvel since it started. 2021 it started, and I legitimately can't think of a single bad issue off the top of my head. Every issue has been phenomenal.
The villain callbacks were amazing. The art was fantastic. And even the the reprint issue, remastered short story from the Hulk magazine at the end was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was very touching. I
Yeah.
love the amount of deep cuts though we keep getting with Black Spectre and the Shadow Cabinet, and like Jed isn't afraid to pull from the character's actual history, and I kind of like that because yeah, do I not know everything? Yes, of course, because I'm not a know-it-all when it comes to Moon Knight. I really enjoy the character, but I obviously haven't read all his books. So sometimes I do need to go into the wiki to figure out. But like learning about Black Spectre is really interesting. Stuff like that is really unique. Like I never knew there was like I never heard of Black Spectre before. This issue, or last issue, I guess, was the first time I heard their name, and I didn't know there was two other ones. That was new to me. So reading up about how Mark had defeated them previously was really interesting, and then seeing those ones kind of cower at this new one was really sick. Plus, the new one's design is so good. Looks like Skeletor.
Yeah, really sick. And Jed and Ewing are two writers that I just can credit to always do their research. They're always read up on their character before they get into this new book, and it shows. But anyway, City of the Dead number 1 is the spin-out mini-series from the flashback story that we got in Moon Knight 25, featuring Layla El Fowley, a.k.a. the Scarlet Scarab from the Moon Knight show. So we sort of left on a cliffhanger with her in Moon Knight 25, just saying that she died on a mission with Mark when he was a mercenary. And I'm very curious to see how this series goes. The art looks really cool, and I'm very curious to see how they introduce Scarlet Scarab into the comics.
This is one of my favorite Moon Knight design suits. Like I love the current Moon Knight suit. Don't get me wrong. I like it specifically when it's drawn by Alessandro because it's really well done. But this black on white just always looks so clean. Plus I love like the little details of like the crescent moons on the arms. Like that's just so cool. But yeah, no, the art looks phenomenal. I mean, from everything I've seen so far, I'm really excited. My only concern, and this is legitimately my concern, please don't break up Tigra and Moon Knight just to get these two together.
Yeah, very true. I don't know. Hopefully it's a flashback series maybe or something like that.
Yeah. Well, they said he's barely left alive outside the Midnight Mission. So apparently, I'm guessing it's modern times at this point.
Okay, so maybe just more featuring Scarlet than even Moon Knight himself. But tell me the last time we got a Moon Knight mini while there was a Moon Knight ongoing happening at the same time.
Never. Literally never. This is the first time.
Black, white, and red, but that's
yeah.
different.
But I don't really consider that. That's an anthology series.
Recent years, like we're talking like this is possible now because people are digging Moon Knight. So pretty cool.
You know. Great job, Jed.
What's next up for you?
Next up for me is Radiant Black number 25. After a long break, all the way in March. Significant break. Time flew by, though. We're finally hearing the results of the election. No, not that presidential election, but rather the election for who's going to be Radiant Black. I've been really excited. Kyle Higgins has been teasing us about this. Apparently, he had the entire story mapped out depending on which person that everyone chose to be the next Radiant Black, and so he had specific plot points and everything mapped out. So all he had to do was wait for us to vote, and the voting ended a month ago. We don't know who won. So now the question is, who's going to be Radiant Black? Is it going to be Nathan or Marshall? Either way, someone's going to be losing their powers. And on top of that, Catalyst War is going to be starting, which is the big major event, I would say, of this Radiant Black universe of the Massiverse. The Catalysts are basically alien robots that use the Radiants as fuel sources. And since the Radiants were taken away from them and given to the humans, they want it back. So they're coming in, and it took 5 Radiants just to kill one of these things. So an entire armada of this is fucked, to say the least. So I'm hoping that this will also tie in with the other Massiverse books, like Rogue Sun, etc. Hopefully it does. But even if it doesn't, I'm just excited to see who's going to be the next Radiant Black and the progress from there.
Nice. Did you vote?
Yes.
Who'd you vote for?
I voted for Nathan. I think so. So if you haven't read the book, but in the beginning of the book, you got 5 issues basically before Nathan gets basically almost killed. He goes into a coma, and Marshall takes over for Radiant Black as him. The Radiant jumps to him, and then for the entire series up until like recently, Marshall has been Radiant Black for the most time. So it was a cool subversion where you built up this one guy to be your main protagonist and then completely take him out of the story. And then now you suddenly are with the side douchebag character, but you slowly get to enjoy him and learn with him about being a hero. Like he learns as each issue goes. So it's a cool subversion, and now it's a question of, do you still want that character that earned its place, or do you want the original character that you originally were promised? And as much as I love Marshall, Nathan is still just... There's just something really unique about Nathan. He... The cool thing about him is that he's a writer that failed in Los Angeles, came back home, kind of looking for something stable in his life. That was the thing. And then he got the Radiant. I kind of love the fact that he's not this end-all be-all character that is drowning in misery. He's not drowning in misery, but he's also not just living a perfect life just because he has the power now. He is what I wish Peter Parker was facing nowadays, where it's a good balance between the two. He recently got back together with his girlfriend from Los Angeles. He went and visited Los Angeles, which was a whole thing. Which was really, really interesting for him because he got to see it. But the only difference between when he last was there and now was basically the fact that he had the Radiant. So it's very exciting.
Nice. All right. So that brings me to my next pick, which is, of course, Batman Superman World's Finest number 17.
Cool. So next up for me is for my final pick, Something is Killing Children 31. We had a huge break. A lot of characters died. A lot of development. But we're finally back. And we are here. Erica's going to be facing off against the monster now. And the monster looks exactly like her. It's luring children. She's now being framed for the murder of these children on top of the murder of the police station. So yeah, the duplicity monster is now very dangerous because now not only does it look human, but it also has Erica's skills and abilities. Well, on top of that, Cutter is a horrifying villain because she's everything that you would hope this organization wouldn't be. But I kind of love that because it really shows what happens if you become a monster killing these monsters. You lose your humanity, you become like Cutter. But it's also so funny to me that the leaders at the top are like, either way we win. If Erica kills Cutter, we win. If Cutter kills Erica, we win. Literally, there's no losing. It was just so funny that like they were both all the upper heads are just like, yeah, if she wins, we'll let her back in. But yeah, if Cutter wins, then Erica's dead. Fine. Because no one there wants to deal with either of them because they're just such fucking, they're crazy monster killing machines that really don't hold back. And when monster hunters are terrified of other monster hunters because of how many monsters they kill, that's when you know you have a character that's really fucking strong and really smart. So, but yeah, no, this book has been great. I'm excited for it to be back.
Yeah, crazy. 31 issues deep now, and still one of Boom's strongest book, if not the strongest right now.
I definitely would say the strongest, probably.
Yeah. All right, that brings me to my final pick of the week, which is Guardians of the Galaxy number 4. Issue 3 was the issue I've been waiting for. Finally got some time with Groot. I just really loved it. I thought it was a perfect amount of dialogue versus action. Peter returned to Spartax to engage in one of their royal hunts, and you just see how asshole-ish they are, and
yeah, they're the worst.
Yeah, just absolutely the worst.
And, I didn't think they. I thought they went to a different planet. I didn't think they went to Spartax.
Well, sorry, it's not Spartax. They were like they were on their own ship. So
yeah,
they I guess they went to a planet that had been
Grootfalled.
Yeah, Grootfalled, I guess it was.
But I also thought Grootfall meant that the entire planet was destroyed, so I was kind of surprised I was still there.
Well, it's interesting, right? We're still learning a lot about what the Grootfall does. So I don't know. I'll be curious to see, because obviously it's not over. So there's still more to find out. But yeah, it was just really cool to see, Groot try to absorb him. The art was really fantastic in those Groot sequences, and yeah, just really stellar issue.
Shit looked painful as fuck. Like all the vines entering his fucking like face and shit. Like, oh god, it was funny too because I'd been reading Hellblazer, and Swamp Thing at one point does the exact same thing to Constantine, and he's just like, "This is the worst. This is the worst." And I'm just like, "Oh god, poor Peter. He's like experiencing an even worse version of what Constantine went through."
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, this issue we're finally getting a confrontation with Rocket. Finally see where he's at. I like that there's sort of a mystery unfolding in this Guardians book, and everything, everyone's not okay with each other. Like there's conflict, amongst the team, and they're not all okay.
Plus, I didn't really know much about Ewing's last Guardians run, but that last shot where Peter just fucking destroys the ship with one blast of his pistol was insane.
I think they're trying not to get too much into it, but I do think that editorial did pay attention to Peter's power up in the last run. So that's another thing I hope to see more of in this run. But hopefully, I know Lukas is reading a lot, but I did recommend him just the key issues he needs to read of Ewing's run to really understand Peter's power up. I think that those 3 issues are the best Star-Lord issues ever in recent times.
I was gonna say that's a bold claim.
I mean,
but I trust your opinion. Honestly,
it might be right.
I mean, Ewing. I mean, some of the best Hulk issues I've ever read were from Ewing, and some of the best Venom issues I've read are from Ewing. So,
yeah.
Very unsurprising.
Yeah, exactly.
Just quickly speaking about Ewing, I know this is very unrelated, but I'm actually wanted to talk to you. Did you read Thor by any chance? The Thor annual?
I have not yet.
Okay. Then we can...
Unfortunately, you guys can crucify me in the comments. I'm about 2 weeks behind on my comics.
Kill him! Kill him!
Get your pitchforks. No, I've yet to read it. I'm excited to, though.
Yet again, Marvel proves that Peter Parker is treated in every story better than his own main book. So,
Gotcha.
Gotta love that trend. Woohoo!
Well, hope you guys have enjoyed the talk, the discussion of these reading books that are comics, and don't forget to like and also subscribe, and hit the little bell button thing, and read comics and support your local comic shop.
Ah!